Hello, so Signash fan back, and this time we are talking about Red Arcueid. Not a very popular character as she used to be in the beginning of the game, but with the update, I have seen a few more Red Arcueid players. This character is like really good. She is different from regular Arcueid. They have some similar normals, but they have a lot of things that are different as well, specifically being that Red Arcueid has fireballs and Arcueid doesn't. But some of the similarities would definitely be in the 5B. They both have the 5B charge overhead, and that's like the biggest similarity. And their 5A, both of their 5As is really good. However, Red Arcueid's 5A is like really good to round start with, because of the hitbox and how fast it is. It is a very good move to mash out at the beginning of a match to try to get your offense started. Like I said before, she does have the 5B overhead. You can have charge it for a couple of frames to kind of create a pseudo mix up if you were to go into strings and your opponent is blocking right here. How about a half charge to make your opponent stand up a little early and then clip their ankles like that, and then like rebeat it back into a 2A. So she has some like some trickery when it comes to block string for sure. Now with the update, brought in the ability of BE moves to actually break low shield. Now low shield did get weaker this patch, so that also means that Red Arcueid gets a lot stronger, because charge moves in this version of the game will beat low shield. So I'm going to make Arcueid low shield for us. So I'm going to do a 5A, 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 and she's going to low shield. That is a lot of damage, so your opponent probably isn't going to want to opt to low shield, because she has a lot of options for beating low shield, because she also has the overhead that could go into the exact same combo and net you a lot of damage. So now I want to get into what really makes this character different. And the thing that makes this character different is her neutral. She can control a lot of space with her fireballs. That is 214A. Now 214A does not go full screen at all. 214B goes a lot further and actually shoots 2 fireballs. Now 214C is generally for chip damage or hit confirms, so it is a really good move to throw out every once in a while. But one important aspect about her fireball game is her 4BC actually goes full screen. So 4BC is going to be your full screen fireball that you are going to use, especially when your opponent feels like, hey, Red Arcueid cannot hit me from this range because her fireballs don't go full screen. You throw in a 4BC. It's a very fast move in general, so it's good to throw it at neutral, especially in scrambly situations, because if you do hit it, you could just do 214C. There we go. We get a full combo from that. 2.5k, not bad, with a hard knockdown. And for there, you can go for other setups or continue your zoning. She also has air fireballs. She has air jump 214A, 214B. If you press the B twice, she does shoot 2. But you could also press 6B in the air as well, and the angle will change like that, and it'll actually go full screen at an angle. So altering your angles and calculating your opponent's movement is going to be the key with Red Arcueid, because you definitely don't want to just shoot fireballs all willy-nilly, because if your opponent opts to jump, it could be bad news. Just like that. If you commit, she does have recovery from those fireballs. And I know in a patch they tried to make the recovery a little less, but she still has recovery. So think of it as any traditional fighting game, like a Ryu shooting a Hadouken and the opponent jumping over and punishing you. You definitely have to be well calculated with your fireballs. However, Red Arcueid does have a trick that she can do to kind of get around this. If you throw a fireball, you can actually do her uppercut super, and you will either A, grab your opponent out of the air, or B, you will go past your opponent and reset neutral. So it's not that bad of a situation. So let me show you a demonstration of that. Just like that. Yoked right out of the air. Best case, you hit them. Worst case, you spin a bar to go under them and stay safe. So you're not really that much in a bad situation. And also, you can just moon drive and keep yourself safe. Similar to how Vlog players do it, but Red Arcueid can also do it. Stuff like that to keep yourself safe, and you're not really taking that much of a risk. So make sure you always keep your moon drive on deck with Red Arcueid, because it's going to be like super important. Now, one of Arcueid's biggest weaknesses is mid-screen. Her throw does nothing. Her throw will throw you across the screen and reset neutral. Now that could be a good thing depending on the matchup, or that could be a bad thing, especially if you're fighting like Vlog or Dead Apostle Noel, where you kind of want to stay close to them and keep your offense going. This could actually be a bad thing. But unlike regular Arcueid, she can actually just throw you into the ground or throw you away from her. Red Arcueid does not have that luxury. So with Red Arcueid, if you throw somebody, it's a huge commitment to just throw them away from you and reset neutral. So make sure if you are going to throw them that you understand the consequences behind that. Now that combo is nowhere near optimal, but it is just to show you that in the corner, she is a bit more scary, because now the throw can lead to damage, and now the shimmy game is a little scarier. Red Arcueid does also have the same concept as Arcueid when it comes to air throws. So you are able to drift a little later. And by drifting, if you are not familiar with drifting, it is the ability to jump and hold forward or back, and you will slightly move instead of just jumping in place. So this creates little 50-50 situations, because the opponent might not know where you're going to land. And because after the air throw, she is still airborne, you are able to drift. Just like that. I landed on that side. It kind of appeared that I might land on same side, but I landed behind her. And that is a huge mix-up tool that Red Arcueid can abuse. The opponent may never know if you're going to land left or right. And last but not least, I want to talk about her teleport game. Now, her teleport is very unique. The one thing about her teleport is it's all visual cues. You want to throw your opponent off with knowing where she will land, knowing if she's in the air, is she in the ground, is she in front of me, or is she behind me. So the A version is a fake out. She will appear to go behind you, but she stays in front. The B version, she actually goes behind you. Now, both of these versions can be held to alter what comes out. So if you hold it, the A version will actually go in the air in front. It'll still appear that she goes behind you, but she actually comes back in front, and you can actually just come down with a button and get your offense started. And the B version actually goes behind the opponent for a cross up, and she could come down with a button. So you want to alter basically all of her teleports. You want to alter them to mix up your opponent and keep them guessing on the angle that you will come down at, because in the corner you're not going to be able to cross them up, but you can still stay on the ground or go above them for some potential mix-ups. This character in the right hands can be pretty scary. If you master all of her teleports, you master her neutral, and you start to maximize all of her damage, she can be one of the most dangerous characters in the entire game. Hope you enjoyed this Red Arcueid guide, and I will see you next time, YouTube. Peace.